Hey y'all, this isn't a video that I ever thought I would make, nor that I really want to make. This video is in honor of my dad being 1 year tumor free. I'll tell y'all a little bit about his story. Near the end of my senior year, my dad went to the doctor because he found a lump behind his ear. They told him it was fine, and then I went off to my first semester of college, so my parents weren't really telling me what was going on. And about mid-October, my dad calls me telling me that they found a lump behind his ear and that it was going to require surgery. I already knew that it was cancerous, and that really tore me down, and my grades started to fall. I don't think I've ever done so bad in school as I did my first semester of college. It hurt me. It hurt me really, really bad academically. Today, the 12th, is when he had his surgery, and they were supposed to be taking tissue from his bicep, his calf, I think part of his skull even, to replace where the tumor was being removed. And he also had to have 6 teeth removed for radiation because they just weren't strong enough to go through all the procedures and everything. Luckily, none of that had to happen besides having his teeth pulled. All they had to do was move up the ear and take out some of his ear canal, so he is hard of hearing in that ear now. He went through chemotherapy, and even though I physically was not affected by cancer, it has really shaped me in a way that is just incredible. One thing that my dad being sick taught me was you fight through the pain. He is a jewelry salesman, so he had to work the best he could. He had the guys at his work helping him, and his customers were talking to him through the email and stuff. And he only worked about 3 days out of November, and Christmas time is his busiest time of the year, and he worked through his chemo. He would go through chemotherapy, he would go through radiation, and he would go to work. And that really taught me that you fight through the tough times, because God didn't give you this situation to just fall. He didn't give it to you to just sit on your butt and not do anything. He gave you that situation to fight through it and to really persevere. I don't think I will ever be able to complain about going to work sick if I ever am in that situation, because my sickness will never compare to what my dad and what others go through on a daily basis. The next thing cancer taught me is to have patience. I think I have learned how to really wait on God's answers, to wait on His prayers, and to wait for healing. This was such a trying time in my life, being at school while my dad was sick. My mom also went through back surgery, so did my grandma. A lot of things were going on in this time of my life, and I really had to learn to be patient with how God was going to deal with everything. The verse that I turn to multiple times a day during this time is John 13:7. It says, "You may not know what I'm doing now in your life, but one day you will." And I'm still learning what He was teaching me, and I'm starting to realize that He put me through that time, and He puts everybody through the time, whether they're dealing with a sickness or they're sitting on the sidelines watching it happen. You really just have to learn patience and how to lean on Him during these times. The third thing that cancer has taught me is you realize how big of a support base you have. I realized how many people actually cared about how my dad was doing. I went to school with a girl named Taylor Helen. A few of you probably know her. She's at TCU in Fort Worth, and she has recurring colon cancer. And actually this semester she had to take a break from school to deal with her sickness and everything like that. But she has a Karen Bridge account, which I'll link down below so that you can follow her story. But when things like this happen, and when you're going through a procedure, or you're going through a sickness, or you're going through a financially hard time, you really learn how many people actually care about you. And when you see somebody who's been in the same situation as you've been, all you want to do is radiate the love that you received in this time of need. But when things like this happen, and when you're going through a procedure, or you're going through a sickness, or you're going through a financially hard time, you really learn how many people actually care about you. And when you see somebody who's been in the same situation as you've been, all you want to do is radiate the love that you received in this time of need. I don't think I have ever received so much love or seen so many people flock to my family's need in the time that we went through. Our neighbors brought us food, they brought us flowers, they brought us treats. They made sure we were okay all the time. They made sure if my dad was home alone while my mom was at work or something like that, that he was okay and he had everything he needed. We had phone calls, we had emails, we had cards sent to us, we had Facebook posts, we had tweets. Even my friends that have never met my dad care so much about things like this, and there are so many people who are out there ready to care for you. It seems that a lot of people try to disregard God when it comes to sickness, because if God were real and if God were loving, why would he put such a sickness on somebody? If you feel this way, or you know who's somebody that feels this way, I really encourage you to please read Taylor's story. She is really a great inspiration with following Christ while being sick. She is one of the most Christ-loving women that I have ever met, and her faith has not fallen short once. It doesn't matter if she's having a good day, a bad day, in surgery, at a sorority event, at the pool, at school, in class, sleeping. Her love for God, she has never doubted it once. And I don't know how she feels about being sick, but I know that her faith has grown so much throughout, I believe it's 4 or 5 years that she's had cancer now. I think she got it when we were sophomores in high school. But I truly encourage you to share her story with people, because she is such a great inspiration on how to grow with God during a sickness. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.